Hello, passionate Celtic FC fans. This is Celtic Central News, your exclusive source for Celtic updates. Before we kick off, we appreciate the incredible support. If you love Celtic, subscribe now, hit like, and let's build this community together. Now, on to the latest news. A warm welcome to new subscribers. Your support is crucial. Hail, hail. Whispers around Europe's football corridors have been growing louder this week, and it seems there's a storm brewing over one of La Liga's most understated talents, Pablo Fornals, whose name has been bouncing from one rumor mill to another with increasing intensity, as sources hint that the Spanish midfielder is preparing to make a seismic shift in his career by leaving Real Betis behind, a club where he's been a quiet but consistent performer over the past seasons, carving out a role that's part creator, part engine, and part surprise threat, showing flashes of brilliance that have caught the attention of clubs far beyond Seville's historic stadiums. Now, whispers from Scottish football circles suggest that Celtic, a club steeped in history, trophies, and legendary clashes both domestically and in Europe, have thrown their hat into the ring, keen to lure Fornals north to Glasgow, where the Celtic Park crowd might witness a very different style of midfield orchestration, combining vision, dribbling, and an occasional thunderbolt from distance, a combination that could, if it all falls into place, transform the way the Scottish Premiership is perceived, and perhaps even signal a new era for Celtic, hungry for both domestic dominance and continental recognition. The narrative emerging from Spain is layered with intrigue, suggesting that Betis, a club proud of its heritage and deeply entwined in Andalusian identity, might reluctantly accept a move that is as financially lucrative as it is shocking, given Fornals' standing among his teammates and the fans, who have grown accustomed to his delicate touch and intelligent movement across the pitch, often turning defense into attack with a single pass or a sudden surge, a style that has made him both indispensable and visible, and yet perhaps too tempting for clubs with deeper pockets and broader ambitions, who see him as a player capable of filling gaps left by injuries or departures, while simultaneously injecting a new rhythm into games that have sometimes lacked spark, especially in high-pressure moments where creativity is scarce and goals are precious, leaving those watching and analysing to speculate endlessly on whether Betis's sporting directors have prepared for this eventuality, or whether the decision is being forced upon them by circumstance, contract clauses, and the allure of European football. Talks, according to murmurs circulating in betting circles and insider forums, have been progressing at a pace that is both thrilling and anxiety-inducing for those who follow transfers with obsessive attention, with agents reportedly shuttling between Seville and Glasgow to iron out financial details, personal terms, and the intricate web of clauses that often determine whether a move is feasible or collapses at the 11th hour. A delicate dance between ambition and pragmatism, where every word matters, every public comment is dissected, and every cryptic social media post sparks speculation of a deal that could shift the landscape of two leagues simultaneously, as Celtic, hungry for a player of Fornals' intelligence and versatility, weigh the cost against the reward, aware that acquiring someone of his caliber might require sacrifice in other areas, while Betis, proud yet pragmatic, consider the immediate injection of funds versus the potential disruption to their squad, a decision that will be dissected in Spanish sports columns, Glasgow pubs, and online forums for weeks, as fans attempt to divine the truth behind whispers, leaks, and subtle hints from both clubs' management. The player himself, as the rumor mill insists, seems poised to embrace the challenge, tempted not only by the prospect of lifting trophies in Scotland, but also by the chance to experience a different footballing culture where physicality, pace, and atmosphere define every encounter, and where a player of his style might either shine as a central orchestrator or find himself adapting to a league that values grit alongside grace, forcing adjustments in positioning, decision-making, and stamina management, a potential crucible for his career that could, if navigated successfully, enhance his reputation and make him a household name beyond Spain, a sort of continental experiment that could set the stage for more moves from La Liga stars to leagues that have traditionally been overlooked in terms of technical finesse, but now seek sophistication in their ranks and, in turn, signal that Celtic are not merely content with domestic supremacy, but are actively positioning themselves as a destination for technically gifted players, hinting at an evolution of the club's strategy, ambition, and vision that goes beyond the routine and into the realm of audacious footballing statement. Analysts in Spain are already dissecting the implications of such a transfer, suggesting that Betis's midfield, once balanced and fluid, could face a strategic void if Fornals departs, forcing tactical reshuffles, potential changes in formation, and even the promotion of younger talents who have been waiting in the wings for their chance to impress, a scenario that blends opportunity with risk as clubs navigate the fine line between nurturing talent and relying on proven performers. And as fans speculate whether the replacement, if any, could replicate Fornals' blend of creativity and work ethic, his subtle vision that turns ordinary passes into goal-scoring opportunities, and his knack for appearing in the right place at the right moment, moments that often escape casual observers but matter deeply to coaches and teammates, turning each match into a complex puzzle where one missing piece can ripple across results, confidence, and even the mood in the dressing room, leaving pundits to hypothesize endlessly and creating a narrative that is part drama, part strategy, part cultural intrigue, as football once again proves that transfers are never just business, but stories that captivate imaginations, ignite debates, and shape the future of clubs and careers alike. In Scotland, meanwhile, the rumour has ignited the imagination of Celtic supporters, many of whom are already envisioning Fornals weaving through defences, linking midfield to attack, and perhaps even providing that elusive creativity that has sometimes been missing in critical matches, a scenario that sparks excitement, anticipation, and debates in pubs, online streams, and fan gatherings, as speculation about formations, partnerships, and tactical deployments takes center stage, with some envisioning a central role where Fornals dictates tempo, others imagining him drifting into half spaces to exploit weaknesses, and yet others pondering how his presence might free up teammates like Jota or Turnbull to operate more dynamically. A multiplicity of possibilities that feeds the narrative of a rumour not merely as a transaction, but as a transformational moment for a club, a league, and a player, encapsulating the thrill of uncertainty, the allure of potential, and the human fascination with what might be, where football is not only measured in points, trophies, or statistics, but in moments of artistry, clever decision-making, and the hope that a single individual can elevate the collective, turning whispers into legend, speculation into expectation, and rumors into the lifeblood of the sport itself. The anticipation surrounding Pablo Fornals' potential arrival at Celtic has ignited an extraordinary level of speculation among fans, pundits, and social media chatter, with each passing day adding layers to the story, as whispers suggest that Glasgow's historic club is not merely interested in signing another player, but in orchestrating a statement of intent, a signal to both domestic rivals and European competitors that Celtic are serious about reshaping their midfield dynamics with intelligence, vision, and technical flair, qualities that Fornals embodies, blending a combination of positional awareness, dribbling skill, and incisive passing that could make the Hoops' transitions from defense to attack smoother and more unpredictable, a factor that excites coaches, supporters, and commentators alike, who imagine a new tactical dimension unfolding under the guidance of a manager eager to maximize the Spaniards' strengths while simultaneously assessing the potential risks of integrating a player accustomed to La Liga's rhythm into the physically demanding Scottish Premiership, a league where intensity and passion collide with technical artistry and where Fornals' adaptability may prove as crucial as his creativity, setting the stage for debates over positioning, role, and long-term contribution, discussions that are already spilling across forums, podcasts, and matchday conversations, fueling a narrative that blends intrigue, hope, and cautious optimism. Rumors in Seville hint at a mixture of resignation and tactical recalculation within Betis, with coaches, sporting directors, and players reportedly contemplating how to fill the gap left by Fornals should the transfer materialize, a scenario that underscores the complexity of football business where talent, loyalty, and ambition intersect, leaving the club's hierarchy with the delicate task of negotiating departures while maintaining squad harmony, a challenge compounded by the fervent expectations of supporters who have come to appreciate Fornals' subtle contributions, moments of brilliance, and the seamless way he links play between lines, turning defense into attack with finesse, movement, and vision, while also contributing defensively with work ethic and positional discipline, an all-roundedness that makes the potential loss even more significant, forcing a re-evaluation of transfer priorities, youth promotion, and strategic adjustments, while simultaneously offering a window of opportunity for ambitious players in the squad, a situation that amplifies both tension and opportunity. Illustrating the intricate balancing act clubs perform between financial realities, sporting objectives, and fan sentiment, and creating a backdrop of drama, uncertainty, and narrative tension that is as compelling off the pitch as matches themselves are on it. In Glasgow, speculation has taken on a life of its own, with fans dissecting tactical possibilities, imagining Fornals in combination with familiar Celtic faces, pondering how his movement could unlock defences, and debating whether the Scottish Premiership, often praised for its intensity but critiqued for a perceived lack of finesse, might suddenly witness a subtle revolution as a player of his intelligence, timing, and creativity reshapes patterns of play, enhances fluidity, and injects unpredictability into matches that were previously formulaic, a tantalizing prospect for analysts and supporters alike, who see his potential integration as more than a transfer, but as a cultural and stylistic statement, a fusion of Spanish technical quality with Celtic's trademark passion and physicality, creating a new aesthetic for the club while also raising questions about adaptation, chemistry, and the inevitable adjustment period, a period that could define both the success of the player and the effectiveness of the manager's vision, a narrative ripe with suspense, anticipation, and debate where every training session, friendly and pre-season performance will be scrutinized and every minor detail magnified, feeding the frenzy, hype, and storytelling that surround the modern footballing rumor mill. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. The financial dimensions of the deal, as insiders hint, are equally intriguing, suggesting that negotiations are delicately balanced between Betis's desire for a fair fee, FORNALS' personal terms, and Celtic's budgetary limitations, creating a complex chessboard of clauses, bonuses, performance incentives, and potential add-ons, a negotiation dance that, if mishandled, could derail an agreement or, if successful, solidify a transfer that changes perceptions across two leagues, a scenario where timing, discretion, and strategic communication become as critical as athletic performance, and where media leaks, subtle hints, and cryptic social posts are interpreted as signals, sparks, or warnings, each feeding the rumor mill and amplifying the narrative as supporters envision the squad's future with their new midfielder, and pundits speculate endlessly on how the deal might reshape Celtic's ambitions, enhance their tactical palette, and alter the competitive landscape of both Scottish and European football, a ripple effect that underscores how a single transfer can catalyze discussions, dreams, and debates far beyond the confines of negotiation rooms or training grounds, permeating stadiums, pubs, and online communities with speculation that is as intoxicating as it is unpredictable. For Fornals himself, the rumor hints at a personal journey fraught with professional and cultural considerations, as he weighs the appeal of a new league, a passionate fan base, and the challenge of proving himself in a different footballing environment against the comfort, familiarity, and legacy he has built at Betis, a decision that encapsulates the complexities modern footballers face, balancing ambition, adaptation, and lifestyle while navigating the pressures of expectation and scrutiny both locally and internationally. A psychological and professional puzzle that extends beyond tactical roles or physical fitness, touching on identity, resilience, and long-term career trajectory, and making his eventual choice a moment of narrative closure or new intrigue depending on the outcome, while fans, analysts, and commentators continue to speculate, project, and debate, illustrating how football transfers are more than transactions. They are stories, rumors, and cultural events that captivate imaginations, generate conversation, and, when executed successfully, leave a lasting imprint on clubs, players, and the sport itself. A reminder that in football, every whisper carries weight and every rumor has the potential to define history. Ultimately, as the murmur of Fornals' potential Celtic move grows louder, it becomes increasingly evident that this is more than a simple player transfer. It's a story of ambition, opportunity, strategy, and narrative resonance, a saga that intertwines personal choice, club strategy, financial considerations, and fan expectations, creating a multi-layered tapestry that reflects the modern footballing world, where rumors are a form of entertainment, speculation is a currency, and every negotiation carries the potential to redefine perceptions, rivalries, and tactical landscapes, a moment where Celtic, Betis, and Fornals himself occupy the center of a story that is as captivating off the pitch as matches are on it, a story that will be told, retold, debated, and dissected long before the first whistle of a competitive game is blown, proving that in football, rumors have power. Anticipation is a spectacle, and the human element, the hopes, decisions, and ambitions of players and clubs alike, remains at the heart of the sport, making the unfolding saga of Pablo Fornals' next move a narrative to savor, analyze, and follow with bated breath, where every detail matters and every whisper counts. Hello, fan. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.